To depart with the Calypso divers, to wander through Indonesia from the Mentawai Sea to the Molucca Islands, to spell sultry names, Java, Sumatra, Flores, Malacca, be spellbound by the gold of the Nias or the blaze of the Medusas, at the risk of becoming inflamed in an ultimate maelstrom. To cross torrents of perfume sown by imaginary painted women, or batons of imagined incense. To pray to a single god with different names, and invoke bygone beliefs. To see, to touch, smell, hear the Indonesia of multitudes, profusion, solitude. Indonesia on the brink of explosion, or the brink of oblivion. Indonesia stretched beneath the languorous sun. Indonesia, the magic, concealed at night in the bed of the sea, sought by Calypso at random among a pleiad of islands. And one day Cousteau said,
Aha! It's the heart of the sea.
And we'll go together.
In search of a universe
beyond anything we know.
Paul 220.
The island of Pulau Panjang, the heart of the sea, can no longer be taken. She keeps Calypso and her crew captive in the mirage of a midsummer night. Sleek silvery moon shadows glide into the web spun deep in the sea by the artist.
The paintbrush of light first reveals the eyes of the sea. those of a trumpetfish startled by the lamps. The porcupine fish, rendered in black and white, scrutinizes the newcomers. The speckled grouper rolls a disapproving eye. The light graphics of the sea lilies and cleaner shrimp is erased by the massive neck and sharp gaze of the moray eel. Captivated by such an original welcome, the divers explore farther into this strange world. The parrotfish, hidden in the cocoon he secretes at night, is deep in slumber. Cyrano discovers with wonder the ribbon dance of the polychaete worm. Trapped between fiction and fact, carried away by the performance, the diver is swept into another universe where the thread-fin jack sails onto the stage. Is it sea or sky? Were these cruising spaceships? Jellyfish or comet? Swimming crabs or drifting satellites? Half-beaks or rockets? Comb jellies or unidentified flying objects? Fish flying underwater or in the sky? Finally, a Milky Way under an artificial sun. Plankton, tightened like the linen on a well-made bed, like the curtain hiding a closed theater stage, like an aurora borealis in July. What planets, what larval beings hide in this multitude, this starry night, these endless depths? At the end of all this, over there, is there anyone? Appears the manta ray, gorging itself on constellations of plankton, a devourer of science fiction galaxies. This necessary feast ends at dawn. The breaking day gradually overtakes the diver's reveries. Creatures of the night abandon the stage to the uncertain territory of the naked wee hours. The tribe of unicorn fish begins its day, and life awakened starts a climb to the surface. Pulo Panjang, the heart-shaped island, has given her heart. She has shared her secrets with the Calypso divers.
Bonjour. Bonjour quoi. Très important de dire bien bonjour le matin. Bon, j'ai dit hier soir, j'ai été vraiment étonné. C'était pas mal. Hein. Étonné de quoi? Malheureusement, t'as souvent l'air étonné.
After a brief rest, the men exchange their memories as if to make sure they were not just a dream.
Ouais. Moi j'en avais dans mes pages. J'en ai eu dans le Canada. Ouais, vraiment qui passait d'une manière étonnante.
In small groups, the farmers of Sumatra drive their buffalo. The land must feed 180 million inhabitants scattered through the world's largest archipelago. The impressive herd is used for traditional rice farming. Ploughing time is truly a communal celebration. Clinging to their animals, the men compete to see who can plough the longest furrow in the rice paddy without being thrown from the narrow wooden ploughshare. Thanks to the exceptional fertility of its volcanic soil, Indonesia can produce up to 3 crops of rice per year. It is harvested in the traditional way, stalk by stalk and sheaf by sheaf, say the Indonesians, so as not to injure the soul of the rice.
Finalement, Thierry, en Indonésie, il faut s'étonner de rien, d'abord parce que c'est un pays gigantesque.
Cousteau and Thierry Ragobert discuss the great size of Indonesia. It's a land where nothing can surprise you, Cousteau says. It's an archipelago of 13,000 islands and 300 different ethnic groups. A land of diversity underwater and diversity of the people surrounding the Mentawai Sea. Unity in diversity is Indonesia's motto. 2 million mountain-dwelling Bataks of northern Sumatra, 2 million Bugis of Sulawesi, the excellent sailors who were the first to discover Australia. The Balinese as they perform the Barong dance, the Mentawai, who paint their bodies to emphasize their beauty and live on the whim of time. Islam was brought here through India by the Arab traders of the 14th century, and Indonesia is now the world's largest Muslim nation. The archipelago counts 72,000 mosques. The Great Mosque of Jakarta is adjacent to the Catholic Cathedral. The 5 pillars of the Islamic faith resemble those of Catholicism. Differences originate in practice rather than doctrine. Islam sees itself as a mediating religion. In the southern Moluccas, a young school teacher is helping build a mosque. Roberto Rinaldi and Laurent Guénoun ask him how he views the Pope's coming visit to the island of Flores. It's very important, he says. I'll be happy to see and converse with my Catholic brethren on a friendly basis. All can participate. Islam and Catholicism are closely related. The papal visit to Flores draws an immense and enthusiastic crowd. Catholics, Muslims, Buddhists, Hindus, Protestants or animists, all citizens are required by decree to choose from among these 6 authorized religions. These people are in fact spiritual by nature. Calypso's helicopter heads for southwestern Sumatra to the island of Nias and its 200,000 inhabitants. On board, Frederick Labouras, the cameraman, and Rod Hall-Jones, the pilot. Long a bastion of head-hunting warriors, the virgin forest of Nias, shrouded in thick mists, begins to disclose its first secrets. Carved rock statues have been erected everywhere. "42 generations have obeyed the law of the sun here. But Tausigo, chief of the 37th, abandoned all the tenets that made the Nias glorious. Tausigo, child of the sun, became a Protestant minister, and his people converted en masse."
So finally we arrived. This is incredible. Are more stones here than the houses.
That's right.
This symbol just close to the typical Christian grave. What is the meaning of the symbol?
Reverend La Rosa explains.
They stop kill or to sacrifice the human being. Instead, they just make the symbol now for the Christianity.
Because before, for the incarnation, they killed two people, you told me already, and they cut the head and put the head, the two head, under the stone. So yes, after Christian,
they stopped that.
They stopped to do that.
So they just make the symbol now.
Yes, they just made the statue.
The Nias, sired by the sun, spent 37 generations to accumulate gold and to inscribe in stone the history of their civilization, now forever forgotten. From time to time, a clearing permits us a glimpse of a village, the eye of its high-perched temple turned to the settlement. A traditional Nias village is built like a fortress. The houses form a tight rampart on each side of a main street akin to a river. The dwellings of tribal chiefs are located upstream, the common people downstream. The Nia struggles all his life to leave a trace of his passage on earth. The Owasa ritual, a celebration of merit, allows a highly trained adolescent to accede to the first level of renown by taking a 2-meter stone wall in a single leap. Until his death, the Nia will try by his exploits to become a myth, like his ancestors, and never be forgotten. The western coast of the Indonesian island of Siberut offers itself to the currents of the Mentawai Sea. The divers steer their zodiacs toward the mangrove, a forest that swallows the sea. Each tree develops a kind of crutch anchored in the ooze. The resulting tangle tames the current. Decaying plants release nutrients favorable to life, the ideal nursery.
In this hymn to life, the divers are truly bathing themselves in light. Thousands of hatchlings incubate in the mangrove. Later, they will swim out to sea and join the symphony of adults populating the reef. Elsewhere, a raucous flock of birds attracts my attention as I fly over the Mentawai Sea. A storm of fins stirs the surface, a frenzy of bonitos gathering to hunt anchovies. Upon returning to Calypso, I plan a nocturnal exploration. As soon as the divers touch the surface, peer into the cornucopia of the Mentawai Sea. They are stunned by the fireworks staged by billions of anchovies.
Back on board the Calypso, Sion, Sarano, Larrivée, Wilcox and Noirot recount.
Jamais vu ça, des poissons des millions. Magnifique, il y en a un dans les cheveux. J'ai enlevé mon détendeur pour parler en surface aux lumières et j'ai eu un mal fou à...
Fish everywhere, millions. The mouthpiece, the masks, the helmets, the suits.
Regarde Bertrand, regarde mon porte-lampe. Tiens, attends. Capitaine, souvenir. Non mais attends, souvenir de la bouche du détendeur. Ah ouais, voilà ce que j'ai dans ma commune. Là bas voilà, au moins j'aurai à manger ce soir. Regarde, moi c'est le casque. Oh le casque. Oh le casque.
With 16 250-watt bulbs 2 feet from my face, I couldn't see through. Late into the early morning, the team is still full of stories. The eastern coast of Siberut Island is inhabited by the Mentawai, a river people partially Christianized early in the century. The helicopter lands on Calypso's deck with Padre Pio, an Italian Catholic missionary who has spent nearly 20 years with the Mentawai and always respected their ways. Padre Pio explains how to reach their territory.
A poco si può risalire con le barche e qui è il centro della zona più interessante e più primitiva.
Roberto Rinaldi learns that the mouth of the Simatalu River is blocked by heavy surf. Beyond this wall of water, the land of the Mentawai begins. The river meanders through the equatorial forest in mellow curves.